Alright, hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wonder Snatch. It's still June and it's still Pink Dot, and I think I might have some makeup left from yesterday, but never mind. Today, I think I'll react to the Pink Dot Livestream, which I just watched last night. It was quite a good live stream, and it's the second live stream we've had since the pandemic started. So it was done in a theatre, hosted by Pam Ooi and Razali, and it had a whole bunch of Singaporean LGBT people and drag queens as well. So I'm going to review that part too. There's a little bit of controversy that just popped up this morning when I woke up. Alright, so if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications, okay? Alright, let's get started. Alright, it seems like I've been a little bit of an idiot and I pressed the mute button, so I completely recorded this first part without any sound, so I'll be doing a voiceover instead. Alright, so just getting right into it. So it starts off with Pam and Harris here, their hosts. They hosted last year, and last year they hosted in someone's house, actually, someone's living room, and it was much more cozy. Now they're in an empty theatre with these pinkies in the back. It's a bit like how they did season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race finale, right? And they even have a sign language guy right up there instead. I think that's quite cute. And they look amazing. Pam is wearing Frederick Lee. Frederick Lee is an amazing Singapore designer, and he will be also designing my gowns if I ever get on Drag Race. Harris is wearing this amazing stuffed animal shawl, okay, and that's actually designed by my friend Bobby Lowe, who of Super Freak Boutique. Check them out. And of course, their makeup is this Euphoria-inspired jewels in the face by a trans makeup artist called Ginger Lynette. Okay, and they're basically talking about the logistics, about how they wish they could be back in Hong Lim Park. That's where we usually have our Pink Dot, okay, our speaker's corner in Singapore. And yeah, they look pretty good, and and basically there are ways that you can support all the Singaporean artists that are performing that night. There's a tip jar. I'm not sure if the tip jar is still working actually, so maybe I'll just put a link in the description anyway if you feel so inclined to donate to some Singaporean local artists. They have a bit of a small audience there of volunteers, okay, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really good show. And they also show some people sending in pictures of the lights. So usually they send out these pink lights and people put these up in the windows. Usually at Pink Dot, we all light up a huge pink dot in the Hong Lim Park, but this time we're trying to light up the whole Singapore by putting these pink lights in the windows to show support in all the small little housing estates across Singapore. So you know, when a small gay kid's looking out the window and sees someone with pink lights in their window, that actually gives them the feeling that they're not alone. So I think it's a really, really nice initiative. And you can also go online and pop a message of love on Singapore. So Singapore looks like a big pink dot, this online virtual pink dot. So I think that's a really, really cool thing they're doing as well. And from here, they introduced the first act, which are the new K Lims, okay, and there are a couple of theatre veterans, Neo Sui Lim and Lim Kay Siu, and I think this is about the time I realized that I am not recording any sound. So, I don't know, do I sound better in the voiceover? Let me know in the comments, alright? Okay, bye! Alright, so it seems like I touched something that it wasn't recording any sound, so I apologize for that. I'll add in some voiceover where I might have missed something out, but let's just get right back into this. Okay, so I was just going to do brows, and I was just about to talk about the first performance by this couple called the Neo Lims. They are really, really fun theatre couple, really adorable theatre couple, okay, Neo Sui Lim and Lim Kay Siu. Lim Kay Siu actually directed me in a musical when I was up and coming, when I came back from school. So I'm really, really grateful that he gave me that chance, and he, you know, saw that there was something in me. Nice thin brows first. I'm not gonna do too much about this. I'm just gonna blend it up a little bit. Okay, so I can just fade the rest out with dots. Okay, they sing this really cute song called Together. The lyrics are so adorable. I'll link it down here. I'm not sure if I'll be copyright struck if I play it here. Okay, that I think needs minimal cleanup. It's good. Alright. Okay, and next they had Pretty Please. Pretty Please is a Singaporean comedian. She is super funny. She got a couple of years ago for rap video she made about racism in Singapore. Okay, so it's very touchy when you talk about race stuff in Singapore. She's not scared to talk about these things, okay, and I really, really commend her for it. She's hilarious. Her songs are hilarious. She does these funny rap videos, and she's really, really irreverent. She talks a lot here about a lot of stuff that I've talked about here too, like intersectionality and stuff like that, which I'll flash some stuff here, and she's just super smart, and the way she talks about it.
H is for human rights. Please don't forget, gay rights, lesbian rights, trans rights are all human rights. I is for intersectionality. It's how your gender or sexual orientation intersects with your class, race, religion, physical ability, and the list goes on. If your advocacy doesn't have room for those who are the most vulnerable based off these intersectionalities, then we must ask, what kind of advocacy is this,
Okay, yeah, and she does makeup tutorials and stuff now and then also, so really check her out if you haven't already. I'm just gonna set all this with the white first. Okay, yeah, so Pretty Please, she's hilarious. And they have a few animated films here and there. I think these were all generally pretty well done, okay? I really like seeing animation, and I think they're pretty cute. There's one about being trans, and there was also one about penguins, the penguin book. Okay, there's this children's book called Entangle Makes 3, where it told a story about two male penguins raising a child. And that was actually banned in Singapore, okay? Some people actually petitioned and wrote letters to the National Library to take it out of circulation, which is really, really homophobic. And this cartoon really shows how children, when they see themselves being represented, actually develop and grow a lot more self-awareness and a lot more self-esteem. I'm just going to map out the eyes quickly. I'm just going to go into the wing first. There's a whole segment here about trans people in Singapore and about how they're still not represented enough. That representation is so poor in Singapore media that it's really hard for them to find themselves. So we have two trans people here with very confusing names because one is called Cohen and one is called Cohen. One's a trans female and one's a trans man. And they help to run this thing called the Alicia Project, which is I never heard of before either. So, I'm very happy to learn about these things. I'll link them down below. That in Singapore we still have a lot of these trans shelters and everything. That you actually need shelters to look after trans youth is a little bit shameful, right? Shouldn't the education system and the government be doing all this? So it's been really neglected, and I think we really need some laws in place to, protect and help our trans youth. So donate to the Alicia Project if you can. Okay, so I'm not going to smoke anything out today. The black liner, I think, is the only thing that is going to be a solid thing. Ooh, damn it. I think I'm going to go and shade in a little bit my contour first with some pink. Okay, I will be using the pinks from the Painter's palette again. And this time I'm going to use my blush brush, just to give myself some base color. Okay, and next, Joshua Simon performs. Joshua Simon's a DJ and he hosts a local podcast called the SG Boys. He's got an amazing voice. He sings this medley of My Girl, My Guy, and Wo Yao Ni Di Ai, a song which was used in the movie Crazy Rich Asians. He sounds amazing here. Okay, so really check out the live stream and listen to him sing if you can. He also sang a few years ago at the Pink Dot, and it was really, really well received. He sang Part of Your World, I think, which is one of my favorite songs as well. So he's like super, super talented. Alright, so I'll be mapping up my eyes with a whole bunch of these small brushes here. My Paradise paints, and I was experimenting and I might be using some toothpicks as well. So dots all the way down the nose too. I'm just mapping all this out first. This will be my contour as well. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to keep building that up. Whew, this is going to be not easy. Okay, I'm just going to catch up a little bit off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some of my nose bits down. Now I'm going to go in with the contour. I've got this stippling brush, which is supposed to be foundation, but I hate it because it gets so streaky. But it's got like lots of dots there, so I can get lots of dots in at once. Oh, this is perfect. Look, oh, I'm so smart. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So next, Harris interviews Andrea Razali. She is one of the most famous, most beautiful trans models, transgender women models here. She just won a pageant recently, the Miss International Queen pageant in Bangkok. And she is a spokesperson for trans rights in Singapore. She is gorgeous. See, oh wow, that is perfect. And I can go in with some of the bigger dots. Okay, now that I've mapped out the eyes, I'm going to release the face tips. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my black. Okay, my black Silver Beauty. I will be kind of like, deepening up the crease and smoking out this thing with dots. Mapping out my crease with black here. Smoke out. Yeah, and so next they have this guy called Alaric. Alaric runs this shelter called the Greenhouse, okay, where he helps to get people off drugs. Because, in gay circles, drug use is rampant, okay? Stuff like chemsex and stuff like that, because I guess people are so distraught that they start to self-medicate. And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people start using drugs. They self-medicate because they're trying to cope with the world. Okay, so I think it's very important to talk about these things. Okay, so all these charities are also linked down below, okay? And I'm also going to link the videos. So, more or less the eyes. I have to really add a lot more dots to get this to look halfway decent. And they did have a few more musical numbers, but all the musical numbers were all so slow. There is a reason why at open mics and everything, they don't allow you to sing too many ballads because it gets really, really dirgy. Okay, so yeah, I thought the musical numbers this year were all a bit too slow, of course, until the drag queen number came on at the end. This is harder than I thought. Alright, I'm gonna go and get my chest done and I'll be right back. Alright, I went and did my body because, I was gonna be looking down here anyway, so I thought I'd finish off the body first. All pointillist and stuff. Alright, and now I'm going to go into my lips, alright? I'm going to try using this gel liner I bought off AliExpress. It's $7 for a whole bunch of colors. I thought it was quite good that they had a segment where they had 3 generations of LGBT people in Singapore talking about their experiences. The 60, 70-year-old guy talked about rascals, which I already did a video about. So, maybe my video filled in some gaps which he didn't talk about. I mean, he left out a lot about the person who wrote the letter, Wilfred, my friend Wilfred, and Action for AIDS, which used to do a lot of outreach stuff at the time, okay? And they did some stuff in Rascals as well and other gay establishments. They even went to cruising areas to teach people. Okay, let's see whether this works. Okay, the lips. I'm gonna do like what Alice Atlantis does and just draw my lips first. Okay, and then line that with dots. And next is a segment where they speak to Remy Chu, the lawyer who's helping Brian in his challenge with the Section 377A, okay? So it was a really, really good interview, and I would play a few segments here about what I think he said really, really important in trying to take down 377A, okay?
What do you think of the current position that our government is taking, which is to keep the law but not enforce it?
Right. Okay. Pam, the same way love is love, discrimination is discrimination, whatever you call it. And to call a group of people criminals just because of who they are and how they express their love, that's discrimination. And the same way you can't be a little bit pregnant, being separate but equal before the law, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Discrimination is discrimination, and it matters. It matters because not just to gay men, but to the broader LGBTQ community too. It's the thin end of the wedge. And I'll give you one example. Andrea just now was talking about media portrayals of trans people. Mm-hmm. And because 377A makes gay men criminals, it also gives the government and media authorities the excuse to block out and to censor any positive portrayals of LGBTQ people in the media. And what does this mean just to regular people? We were looking at the comments just now, and there was someone saying, my parents are outside, so I can't type too loudly, right? What this means for kids who are being bullied, who are different, who are lonely, is they can't sit down and watch the same TV with their parents on MediaCore and see images of themselves as whole, as healthy, and as accepted. And it's damaging. It's really damaging.
Yeah.
Okay, preach, Remy. All right. And so after that, okay, the drag queen event, they basically had a 3-minute video where they lip synced to this bitch track with this kind of a house kind of a song, okay? amazing drag queens here. Okay, starting off with Alnina. Alnina is one of the doyens of the drag scene in Singapore. She's a transgender, beautiful drag queen. She performs at Riot a lot as well. And there was also Ambika Rashad, who is another transgender Indian drag queen in Singapore. And of course, Venom is Joachim, who has been on my channel, our contestant in Drag Race Thailand Season 2. And of course, the goddess Opera Tang, who actually won a couple of my giveaways on this channel. Okay, she just posted something on Instagram saying that she has only been doing drag for 1 year. She's amazing. Look, she does her own costumes and her hair and everything. She is really one to look out for. Okay, just going to line it with dots now. You can actually use the dots to shape everything. And of course, there were these hot dancers. Okay, Siazwan, he's one of the dancers here in Singapore, and he dances for a lot of Bobby, my friend Super Freak's parties as well. He is an amazing dancer. And then of course you have Violet Virus and Salome Black. Salome Black has been on my channel too. Okay, and Sophia Blas. Sophia Blas is an amazing drag queen who makes all her own outfits. I did a post recently, if I ever get on Drag Race, I'm definitely getting her to make me something. Okay, and then of course there's Becca the Bus, my friend, my classmate, riding this huge dragon. Okay, this dragon is actually a very classic dragon that you find in some playgrounds in Singapore. Okay, it's a very iconic Singapore dragon. Okay, and then Becca's riding it through this maze of Matrix something. They all look amazing. Okay, there has been a little bit of a controversy. Okay, Harris actually made a little bit of a fat joke here.
Oh my god, Becca, you rode that dragon.
Becca, finally something big enough for you to ride. Did you get the drag on dragon thing?
I know, but...
Okay, which Becca did not like, okay? And my friend Johnson, who is also one of the guys who's challenging 377A, did say that maybe it was, all in good fun, and maybe he was making a dick joke, not a fat joke, okay? This whole Facebook thing here. But I think, I think Becca does definitely have a point, okay, that it's not whether he's offended or not, okay? It's whether it's this whole talk about intersectionality and the way that we make fat jokes willy-nilly, okay? Whether it was a fat joke or not, I don't know, okay, but the way that queens read each other on Drag Race these days, people think that they just can come up and read a drag queen for no reason when you don't know them or something like that. I think that's why the Drag Race fandom has been so toxic, because people think they can talk to drag queens the way that drag queens talk to each other on TV, which, is a little bit problematic, okay? So I think especially in something like Pink Dot, you need to show some respect, I think, to the people who are putting themselves out there. Okay, Becca makes fun of her size all the time, okay, but she does it in a way that subverts the narrative, that tries to make you think about why people feel that a fat drag queen or a fat person is so offensive. Okay, but when someone else comes in and makes that joke in something that is supposed to preach love and intersectionality, I think it's a little bit tone deaf. But we'll see if they post any more replies. I'll add it in here if it does come out. So I'll freeze. Alright, okay. I think I'm just going to finish off this lip and throw on a wig and a final outfit. I'll be right back. Alright, and this is my finished look. Pink dots all over. I did not paint my hands this time, okay? This took way too long. Alright, so how does it look? My pink dot fantasy for my pink dot reaction. I'm really glad how this turned out. I look like a painting or a cartoon or Liechtenstein. Alright, so check out the Pink Dot Livestream. I think it's still up there, okay? And if you can, maybe, donate to a few of the charities there. And of course, my Action for AIDS Fund for the Arts, alright? I really think that Pink Dot is really a really good movement, and I think overall it was a very successful event, okay? I really hope they sort things out, okay? So next year it'll be even better. Alright, so if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and I did this beautiful hair, perfect for this look. It's a kind of like a pink streak thing with gems. Alright, bye. Dots galore. I'm a pointer sister. What's your point? Alright, check out my other videos. I did one in section 377A here, and I also interviewed the guys who wrote the letter at the Rascals incident. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.